Most of us are living a life where we attract pretty much the same things, the same kinds of circumstances, the same kinds of people, the same kinds of feelings, in certain situations. It's just the same stuff repeated. And we find it so hard to shift into that new reality and to believe in that new reality, that could be ours, that things could be different. Okay, so that's what we're going into today, of how you can manifest a new life in 7 days. That's what is possible for you. Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet Cleary. I'm a manifestation coach. And if you're new here and you like the content, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified for new videos. To work with me or for my free audio training, that's in the description box below. And make sure to subscribe to my new meditation YouTube channel. There's going to be meditations, guided meditations on specific things for manifestation, affirmation videos. Check it out. Why is it so hard? Why is it so easy, firstly, to believe in your past? This is Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza said this. We believe in our past when we are feeling the emotions of our past. Okay, so that's the only time. The only time you believe in your past, which is also what you're recreating right now that you don't like, is when you are feeling the emotions of your past. Okay, and that's like I've talked about for a while. What frequency you're on is what thoughts you have, beliefs you have, actions you take, right? Same thing. When you're feeling the emotions of your past, so maybe it's the unworthiness, maybe it's the shame, maybe it's the powerlessness, helplessness, maybe it's frustration, whatever it is, but you're feeling those emotions. You believe in your past. In that moment, you believe really strongly in your past and you can't even see the future. You can't even see or imagine a different outcome. So what's the answer to changing your beliefs to attract a new reality, a new life, a new timeline, a new destiny? It is to change your emotions. The emotions that you're practicing equal the life that you're living right now and all the circumstances. Okay, I've talked about this many times of like, okay, you could have all these different problems in your life right now. You could have extra weight that's not coming off. You could have a chronic health condition, right? That's incurable or it's not going away no matter what you do. You can have a relationship that's just not working. And a career that just feels like a dead end, right? So you just have all these different things, right? And probably much more. And what's at the core of that? Like usually what we will do is we'll go and try and change each one of them, whether it's with manifesting techniques or whether it's with action alone. And we'll try and change the body. We'll try and change the relationship, and we'll try and change all these things to get to the reality and the future that we want. But that's not how it works, because all of those things are just indicators of your dominant vibration. So just say the emotion that you're living by, right? So just say that you are feeling discouraged very regularly. That's an emotion that is very familiar to you. You're used to just feeling discouraged, like, oh, this makes me feel so discouraged. Like that's a really dominant vibration, a dominant emotion that you live by. And, at some point started due to circumstance of your past, okay? So you're practicing that emotion a lot or more of the time than not. You're more in that state and similar emotions than you are in alignment or in good feeling emotions that would match, your future. So you attract, you have to attract things that are a match to how you're feeling. So the body weight is not the problem that you need to get rid of. The health condition is not the problem that you need to get rid of. You don't need to go and try and fix or get rid of the relationship, because they're all indicators of the emotion that you are holding on to and practicing consistently. Now, if you were to change that emotion gradually to something that feels better and something that feels better more of the time, so you have a better feeling or good feeling emotion that's more dominant within you, all of those things will change. whether you are led to actions, inspired to actions, or that just happens for you. All right, this is how manifestation works. All of those exterior things will change to match the emotion that you're now practicing, because you started practicing an emotion that matched your future and not your past. What emotions you live by are what keep you stuck in the reality that you're in and that you've been in for a while, where things are just kind of the same, repeating over and over, or maybe even getting worse. So it's all got to do with your emotional state. So don't take that lightly. You know, when Abraham Hicks says to focus on how you feel, it's everything. It's everything. And when I say you can manifest a new life in 7 days, well, I pick 7 days because, for example, Dr. Joe Dispenza has week-long retreats where they see incredible manifestations and changes, like incredible, in 7 days or less than, right? And they have, research and scans, scientific data to back that up. But also just these people overcoming, themselves, who they used to be. And so I use that as an example of what's possible. You can even have it then less than that, or it could take a little more than that, and that's fine too. But what he does in those week-longs is the same thing as like what Abraham Hicks is saying to do and what most spiritual teachers are saying to do, which is to change how you feel and stop being led by the emotions that are a match to your past and that keep feeding the past, and so keep recreating the past in your experience now. And it's really the only thing that's blocking you from moving into a new future, because if you're gradually practicing better feeling emotions, like I said, you have to manifest a better feeling reality. That's how it works. And I know what some of you are probably thinking is that it's really hard to feel differently to how I'm feeling. Okay, well, why is that? We get emotional addictions, right? So when you feel an emotion, you think a thought, you feel an emotion. When you feel that emotion, chemicals are released into the body. And so you have this kind of chemical addiction to that emotion. You're used to feeling it. Maybe it's from a trauma. Maybe it's from your childhood. You're used to feeling that way. It feels normal. It feels safe, right? Because it just feels comfortable. It's what you're used to. And when you're practicing those emotions, your brain and your body believe it's happening now, so that you're still in that situation, whatever it was. And it could just be the situation of, I don't like my job. That could be it. That could be the thing. And you're just perpetuating that feeling. And it probably started earlier than that, right? But that emotion is really like strong on the subject of, I'm not where I want to be yet, or whatever it is for you, and you keep thinking about it and feeling it, and that becomes a cycle. And how do we break that cycle, break that addiction? Well, we have to do it gently. We have to do it gradually, because your nervous system will freak out if you do it too quickly. If you try to jump into feelings of joy, you'll find that you often can't sustain it, or you freak out, like it just doesn't feel right. Like you want to go back to telling the old story. You want to go back to feeling the old emotions, not because you like it, but just because that's what felt safe to you. That's what felt like you. That's your, part of your identity. And so you want to go back there. And that's why this whole manifesting process can seem so difficult to so many people, because you're literally breaking an addiction. An emotional one, and sometimes, a chemical one, because of the emotions that you're feeling. So it's got to be a gradual process. And I would always start with meditation. Long meditations will take you away from your environment, which are, when you're in your normal environment at home or at work, you're just consistently reminded of who you are, the same kinds of thoughts, right? So if you can do more things like meditation and other activities that quiet your mind or elevate you to a point where you kind of forget for a little while about your environment and who you are, then you can begin to create a new version of yourself and practice different feeling, better feeling emotions. But in order to see results, you really have to let go of needing the results or the outcome. Okay, so you have to let go of needing things to change, because again, those things don't need to change. The things outside of you don't need to change. They're not the problem, okay? You attracted them. So you have to do inner work here. You have to change how you feel. You have to practice new, better feeling emotions. And then all that stuff must change to reflect what you did differently, okay? It's a mirror. You want something to change out there, you got to change it in here. And every spiritual teacher talks about that. If you need something to help you build those beliefs, that you can do this in a shorter amount of time, or you can do this no matter what your circumstances are, seriously, success stories. For one, go onto Dr. Joe Dispenza's YouTube channel, watch a whole bunch of success stories on there, and you will feel instantly better. You will feel like, oh my God, I can do this. I can achieve this. Give more attention to what you want to experience as opposed to what has happened, because then you're just going to recreate that. I've also been able to achieve big shifts and transformations in shorter amounts of time. So I know for sure that this is possible. If you want to, like, everything you want is done right now. Everything exists. Your desire, the reality that you want to call in, that you want to live fully right now, exists. It is available to you always, right here and now. But if you want to tune to that frequency, if you want to move on to that timeline, so now you're headed toward that destiny, you want to start living that reality right now, all you have to do is practice more of the emotions that match that future, because then again, your brain and your body believe you're there. It's happening right now. The universe also believes that it's happening right now, right? It doesn't matter if you're focused on the past or the future. The universe thinks it's happening to you now, that it's your reality now, and you will attract it. And when you have a thought and you have an emotion, you're there. When you think about something and you feel an emotion, you're there. It's not just, oh yeah, no, you're there. You're actually there. Your brain and body will respond, proving that you're there in the moment. Okay, it may not look like you're in that situation, like if you look with your senses, right? But your brain and your body are showing to you in the moment, this is real. Whatever you think and you feel is real and is going to be reflected. Firstly, it's reflected in your biology, in how you feel and what's going on with your brain and your body. And then it's reflected outside of you in your outer world as you continue. All you have to do is pinpoint the emotions of your future. How would I be feeling in that reality, in that future? And how can I feel more that way today? How can I tap into more of those emotions today? Okay, let's meditate and let's let go of the old, and then let's bring in the new elevated emotion. Let's bring in the emotions that match my future. So gratitude, so joy, so ease, relief, even elation. Like, what are those emotions? Because again, as soon as you start feeling them, you're there. You're there, and that future, that reality that's in your mind that seems like, whoa, what a dream or impossible, you're on your way to it. Right here and now, as soon as you tap into the emotion of it. And hear this, in the moment that you feel the positive emotion that matches your future, you are automatically at the same time letting go of your past, letting go of your current circumstances that you don't like, that don't resonate with you. Because you can't focus on two things at the same time. You can't feel good feeling emotion, positive emotion, and negative emotion at the same time. You can't. It's one or the other. When you're focused here, you're not focused there. When you are feeling the emotions that are tied to your past, you believe in your past. You really believe in it, right? You don't believe in your future. You believe in what's happening and what has happened. And you must continue to attract the same kinds of circumstances that match those emotions, that match that identity. Right? You'll keep taking the same actions as you usually do, showing up as the same kind of person as you usually do for the most part. Whereas if you start practicing the emotions that match your future, that are different, that you're not used to feeling, that maybe in the beginning feel unsafe because they're different to what you usually feel, but you start practicing those emotions, you have to move forward into a new future, a new life, a new life. It is that simple. And as well, because you're feeling the emotions of your future, guess what you believe in? Your future. You don't believe in your past because your focus isn't there. If you're not feeling the emotions of your past, you don't believe in it, right? You believe in over here because you're feeling the emotions of that. You're on the frequency of that. And that's what you must attract, and really fast. As soon as you let go of those emotions, because you're practicing these emotions, you can't be two people at the same time. Like, yes, you can go back and forth for a while, but ultimately, if you're practicing more of these good feeling emotions of your future, then you're also at the same time letting go of the emotions of your past, your old self, and the circumstances that were a match to that version of you. So if you change your energy, meaning that you change the emotions that you live by moment, and being aware of what you really are feeling and how often you're feeling it, and feeling the past or feeling the future, right? Feeling negative emotion or positive emotion, you'll change your life. You have to change your life, and it can happen in a very short amount of time. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. Let me know if this video helped you by commenting down below, giving this video a thumbs up, and subscribing and sharing. To work with me, that information's in the description box below. Have a magical day, and I'll see you on the next one.